Hey everyone, and welcome to my video where I show you how to beat the water temple as your first temple as an adult. Now this only requires 4 keys, it is glitchless, and you don't need to have the bow, you don't need to have the Megton hammer or anything like that. In fact, I'll show you my equipment. As you can see, I don't have either of those two. You will need a hook shot, you will need to have bombs or bomb shoes. Din's Fire and Fora's Wind are recommended as well. Not recommended, they're actually compulsory. Fora's Wind perhaps not compulsory, but pretty much, just because you don't want to be playing the Serenade of Water all the time. You will need to have the Iron Boots and the Zora's Tunic, which isn't showing up because that's what emulators are like for you. And as you can see, I don't have any medallions as of yet either. So pretty much what I've told you, that's what we have. Alright, I've already got Forest Wind apparently. I don't remember putting that down. I must have done that before the video started, so that's my bad. But Forest Wind is down then. And I'm going to sink to the bottom to start with, because it starts off a little bit vanilla. And good thing about using an emulator, you can skip through cutscenes. So we're going to actually rise up here and lower the water level to its lowest point. And we're going to grab 3 keys along the way. So let's change this first of all. And I'm actually going to show you the first trick here. Now this one isn't required, however if you can do it now it does save some time. So I'll create a little save state, just in case I screw it up, but shouldn't do. Anyway, if you aim about here, so sort of on that second line of the wall, I'll maybe point it out in the video, it might be easier. And what we're going to do is Z-target and do a side hop. So I'm going to side hop to the left, and at just the right time I'm going to mash B to jump onto the platform below me. Now this does take some precise timing, so let's see if I can get it down here. Now actually, it's obviously a little bit too far over there, so let's try that again. Maybe I'll aim a little bit further to the left, about there will be good. Let's try that again. And there we go, I made it. So the timing for that is you kind of have to wait just until you're below this point here. And then mash B, because you don't want to do it too late, but you don't want to do it too early, otherwise you miss it as well. So it does take a bit of practice. I'd say everything in here does take practice. So, you know, practice as much as you can. If you're using an emulator like myself, just use some save states to begin with, and then once you're good at it, you obviously won't have to. I'm obviously using them just for the sake of the video, in case I do mess anything up, because I would like to show you everything. Now, this is something I've known about for some time actually, and I did consider making a video about it a good number of years ago, and I just never really got around to it. But we're going to come in here. We don't obviously have arrows, so can't use the flames there. We don't have fire arrows. You can normally get those until after you've beaten the water temple anyway. Plus the bow would be required, so Din's Fire is how we get around that little issue. So we can grab our second key here. And then we're going to go ahead and cross over. By the way, these pots have nothing in them because we don't have a bow and they're supposed to give you arrows. So yeah, we're going to head across the way and push this block. We can grab our third key. Alright, now you could use iron boots, you could just dive down. I don't have the golden scale either. You might want the golden scale for some reason. Again, it's not required. I'd say if you want anything optional, the big arm sword is of course a good thing to have. Double magic is possible to get without having beaten the fire temple and got the Megaton hammer. It does require glitches though, so depending on if you're happy to do glitches or not, then there is a way of doing that. That's something I can make a video on should anyone wish to see that. This again is third key. Nothing really changes here at all. A lot of this is vanilla. At the end of the day, it's glitchless, so I don't expect to see anything too crazy. But there are just a few jumps here and there which aren't exactly what you'd expect, perhaps. Much like that one I showed you to get the first key we grabbed. You know, we've got 3 keys, so we're going to return back to the top of the dungeon with Aurora's Wind. And I'm going to place down another Aurora's Wind. Aurora's Wind is very good for this dungeon. Always get into the habit of using it at the beginning of the dungeon. But Aurora's Wind definitely has its uses, and not just the water temple, you can use it elsewhere too. And it can make for an overall quicker experience. I know a lot of people don't like this dungeon. So if you can do it as quickly as possible, I'm sure that is good news for you. I personally love this dungeon, but doing things quickly is just fun. So we've completely drained all our magic now. I think I'm quite close enough. There we go. Completely drained all our magic now, so we will be getting that back once we go to fight Dark Link, but we won't need it for now. We might be able to get some magic actually from one of the enemies in the room below. If we can, that's always good news. Having magic does help a lot, but you don't actually need it for this part. It just makes it a little bit quicker because you can just walk back with Aurora's Wind once we've grabbed our 4th key. Otherwise we'll just go out the way that we came in. No, I don't actually need to do that. It's going to take my boots there for a minute, but obviously this is not the room to do that in. This is really the only room that requires you to have Zora's tunic, otherwise you could do this with the regular tunic, which is possible under normal circumstances. See if any of these decide to drop magic. Doesn't look like they are. Got bombs, got a heart. No, not today then. As I said, we don't need it. It's just slightly quicker if you can get it. If you're wondering about 100%, you can get all the gold sculptures as well doing this method. That is something, again, I can show you in a separate video. For now, we're just going to do it in the regular way. I'm not sure if it's much quicker to do it that way, to be honest. 400%, but it's something that's worth trying. It's also worth mentioning that this isn't possible to do in the 3DS version. I did try this last night just to see if it was. Unfortunately, it's not. We're going to float on back up, and we're going to... Oh, going to go onto that platform apparently. We're going to head out the same way we came in. And what we're going to do is actually hookshot up onto the platform above us. So if we come around to the other side, which is where we're going to want to do this, and if you stand on sort of the crease between the 2 platforms, look up, and if we aim for like the bottom left corner, so about there, fine, hold forward, and we make it up first try. So it's not really a difficult thing to do. It's just about getting your placement, and once you've got the positioning down, it's a little bit of trial and error, but you just want to aim for the bottom left corner of the hookshot platform. I'm going to create another save state here, just because this jump can be a little bit of a tricky one too. You might have seen this one before actually. But essentially what we're going to do is roll off the edge of this platform and go slightly to the left, and once we've done that we should be able to grab onto that platform. So let's give it a go. And there we go, I got it first time, so that was lucky. That's not lucky, I've done it a number of times now, just knowing the timing. Again, a lot of this is going to be practice based. You know, like a lot of things that are new, you just need to practice them to get it right. If you're using an emulator, obviously you have the luxury of save states, so it's always good to utilise them at points. So we actually have all 4 keys now, so just used one of them, and we're done. We're done with keys. That's it. This is now where we go and fight Dark Link, get the long shot, and then I'll show you the rest from there. So you're gonna make the. I don't think I can make it. I was thinking about whether I can make it straight away to this one up here, but I'm not sure I could. We're up here anyway. I did used to have a little trick for this room. If I remember right, it was something. I'll try it here. So I'll make a little save state and try it here. So I think what I did was something like this. Alright, yeah, that's it. That's what I did. That's the way of getting over. I haven't done that in quite a while. I actually forgot that you could even do that. It was only when I was thinking about it, I just looked at the room. Hold on, I'm pretty sure this is possible. This only makes this room a little bit quicker because this one can be a little bit of a longer one. Let's get rid of these tick-tocks. Let's try not to get captured by this guy, because I would not like that, to be honest. And here's where we can refill our magic, which we love to do. And I'm actually going to switch to one of my favourite items in the game here, the Deku Nuts. They have quite a number of purposes, which as a kid I just never knew about. And to this day a lot of other people don't know about them, but one of them is actually fighting Dark Link. If I can I stun you, please? There you go. So if you stun him, you can't do it directly at him because he doesn't like that. But if you stun him within attacking range, he will put away his sword, and see, he won't attack me. I can just hit him, and there's nothing he can do about it. He'll just keep trying to dodge it, which is unfortunate, but I mean, what else can he do? If he's going to put away his sword, he hasn't really got many other options. And this is actually one of the best ways to fight him, just face away from him, and then once he spawns, turn around and attack him quickly. As you can see, he's done. It's as easy as that, to be honest. Deku Nuts are almost broken with some of the applications they have in this game, and I think that's one of the best examples of it, really. Anyway, we have one of the best items in the game, the long shot. Now we can actually use Aurora's Winds to return to our warp point. So with 2 keys left, what we're going to do now is actually go and get the boss key. So I'm going to put down Aurora's Wind again because we'll want to come back here to fight the boss. But let's go ahead and grab our boss key. Didn't really want to come up here, but that's what's happened, so we will take it. If we sink down to the bottom, and now that we have the long shot, it is possible to get over. Because otherwise there's some spikes in the way. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible to get over otherwise. I mean, there's so many glitches in this game that, I mean, really, anything's possible near enough. There's actually another trick I can show you. I'll do that now. My save state coming into this room. This one can be another one which is quite precise. Let's see if I can get this. Yeah, first try. So basically you want, you know, I'll dodge that. You want the tip of Link's hat to line up with the wall. And then you want to see up and just move to the right slightly, not too far at all. And then walk back and walk forward and do the rolling jump. And that's simply how you get across. It's quite precise. So again, it takes practice, like pretty much everything else I've mentioned. But once you get it, it's not too bad. And it does skip a nice little portion of the dungeon as well. But that's really it. I've kind of shown you everything now. This is obviously the boss key. And we're just going to return to the warp point to fight the boss. So I'll show you how to fight Morpher. Morpher's really not too hard, but I'll show you it nonetheless. I have one sort of strategy that I use, which is probably similar to what other people use as well, to be honest. I'm not really worried about healing up or anything, so we're just going to go into Morpher's not known for being a difficult boss. But you can really see just how quick this is. And we don't care for cutscenes here. All I'm going to do is come into the corner and wait for Morpher to come to me, really. And then I'm going to try and trap the ball into the corner. There we go. So it's trapped in there now, and Morpher will die pretty much any moment now. There we go. Simple as that. So anyway, I hope that you did enjoy this video, and maybe you'll have a bit more luck with the water temple next time, or maybe you'll have a new thing to try. See if you can do the water temple first, as opposed to the forest or even the fire temple. If you want to see something else like this in the future, do let me know. There's plenty of stuff I can try with this game, because this is one of my favourite games. But otherwise, that does end the video. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in whatever I decide to make next.